This week on Corey's Garage, I have moved the Blazer over, had to store it out of the way a little bit. Got a couple other little projects in line before I jump in and get started on this and get it going. But today, I'm gonna try to get my Ford back out, and I've got to install the starter, get it up and going, and then get it over at Matt's because we're getting ready to build the flatbed with the halo bar across the top. You know, get it some kind of something on it to get a little weight over the rear tires and get back to four-wheeling, because it has been quite some time since we've been out wheeling. And so that's what I'm working on today. I'm gonna put the starter on, put some gas in it, see if it'll fire up, and get it ready for the process and move it to his shop. And then I've got a motor to put in this GMC that I'm working on in my grandpa's over here, and then we'll get the Blazer moved over back to my shop, and we will get on trying to get that on the road. So, and I'm sure a lot of you probably seen this truck already. I've had this thing quite a long time. Started out as a two-wheel drive truck, converted it to a 4x4. Had several friends help me through this journey and everything, and it was a really pretty straight two-wheel drive pickup. But you know how rock crawling and four-wheeling goes. They end up with some battle scars, and that's okay. But I'll definitely, once I get it up and going and as we build this bed, I'll kind of go over, like, it's got a real interesting story, some real interesting parts on it. So it's a solid axle swap and everything. So I'm going to get started and get this starter on here. So we'll see if it'll fire up. If you like what I'm doing here and want to see more videos and stuff, because I'm always doing something, go ahead and like and subscribe, and we'll get this project going. So this is actually a really easy process. Couple bolts right up, hook the battery back up, add some gas, and we'll see if it'll run. So it shouldn't take very long. Like I said, I've got plenty of room to get under here and work, and we'll see what we've got. Ooh. Well, I'm thinking about another tip. Take your $400 Apple Watch and put it to the side, because your wife will kill you if you tear that up. I'm really bad about leaving good jeans on and leaving things on and they get damaged. And then always, where is my ratchet at? There we go. See, what was happening is about every fifth time I try to start this, the starter would just spin. It wasn't engaging with the flywheel. And I went on, didn't mess with it. Well, finally it's got to the point I started to think the flywheel was bad. Well, I've inspected that, and I don't see anything wrong with the flywheel, because if the flywheel was bad, it would make a horrific grinding noise, and this doesn't do that. So I'm really thinking like the Bendix in the starter is not kicking out and engaging with the flywheel. So I went and found a new starter, and we're going to see if it works. It'd be real nice if it did, because I really don't want to take the transmission out, change the flywheel. when I have plenty of other things to do to this right now. So we will see. Oh, I always drop something. So really that's all there is to it. I already got it on. As you can see, really nothing to it, just 3 bolts. That's the beauty of, on some Fords, almost all of them, the starter's very easy. The solenoid's up on the firewall, as opposed to the Chevrolet where the solenoid is on the starter. Now I'm partial to Chevys because it's what I've grown up around and working on. However, I like everything. It doesn't matter if it's a Ford, Chevy, Dodge, even some import stuff. I don't mind any of it. I just really like working on cars and making stuff work. So we now have to put the battery cable back on, which is pretty easy. Not a whole lot to it. This is really a simple little deal. And it's usually the simplest stuff for me that I overlook, put off, and don't do. Oops. So. Okay. Now, we can add some fuel. Yeah, a little dry. We don't need much as I'm just starting this today. that project is finished for today. So if you like what we're doing, like, tag, subscribe, and I'll keep making these videos. I'm always doing something. We'll get ready for the next phase.